This excerpt is from a question and answer session given in Hannibal, Missouri on April 22nd, 2002.
Another thing that's extremely important, I want to go back to it because it's where I started, and that's humility. When I first got to Peru, about 2 years into being in Peru, there was a man by the name of Rogelio Acea, Cuba, and he was literally found in a garbage dump. He was a drug addict. He had been kicked out of prison when Fidel Castro wanted to clean out his cells. He just sent them all to South America. Cuba could not hardly read. He could not hardly speak Spanish, even though that was his native language. When he mumbled so bad you couldn't even understand him. When he became a Christian, he had a special grace from God like no one I have ever seen of humility. After about 5 years of struggling to read the Bible and just, I would have him read it out loud over and over and over slowly to try to help him get his speaking correct, because I knew God had something for him. I just knew it. Well, he was called into the ministry. When he felt the call to be in the ministry, he went to every man of God that he knew, thinking that they would tell him that he was too stupid to be in the ministry, and they would tell him that that wasn't God, it was Satan, and he would be off the hook and wouldn't have to be in the ministry. And but everyone he went to, including some of the best missionaries I've ever known, they said, Cuba, if there was anyone ever called into the ministry, it's you. Well, I said all that to say all this. Just 3 years went by, and I did not hear him preach. My last time back in Peru, I had to preach out in the rural areas, and came back. It was late at night, and there was going to be an anniversary service at this other church, so I decided to drop in. I knew I'd make it halfway through the preaching. I got off the bus about a block away, and you can hear preachers a block away in Peru because they have outward speakers so that everybody, lost people, and everybody has to hear whether they want to or not. And I'm hearing this preacher, and I honestly thought to myself, who is this man preaching? He was preaching on John 3:16 and was absolutely phenomenal. Who is this in this church preaching? I mean, it's just phenomenal. I turned the corner and it was Cuba. One of the best work of exegesis I'd ever heard in my life. Clear, his voice, everything. And I am convinced it was humility. God exalts those who are humble, not only before Him, but humble before other men. That is the key. If you're at a conference, and John Piper and R.C. Sproul and somebody else is walking down the hall, and they're out there, and you know if you walk out that door, you're going to bump into them, don't you walk out that door. Don't try to meet big people. Do not try to be big people. Do not seek great things for yourself. Don't be a little denominational bureaucrat who climbs up a ladder. Hide yourself. Run away from The only thing King Saul ever did right was when they tried to make him king, he hid behind the baggage. If he'd have kept doing that the rest of his life, he wouldn't have had any problems. Because the moment he realized that God had exalted David to be king, he would have stepped down and said, take the place. Many of you cry out all night, oh God, use me, use me, use me. My question is, why aren't you crying out, oh God, use my friend and let me carry his baggage? You see how self-centered even ministry can become? Do everything to keep yourself from being exalted so that God literally has to force the hand. Because here's a lot of things. A lot of men are ruined because they're exalted too early in their life. And they really don't have the stuff. Because you'll find out that you can preach about it 20 years before you can live it. You'll be able to preach about it 20 years before, and probably about 15 years before you even understand it. And so, and here's one more thing, and we'll go on to another question. This is not a time for you. This is not your time. This is my time. Now that might sound arrogant, but it's true. This is my time. I'm 40. It has just started to be my time. This is not your time. You haven't gone through 20 years of battles and bloodshed and heartache and trials and persecutions and doubts and dark nights of the soul like St. John de Clairvaux. You haven't gone through that. This is not your time. This is not your time to be a big preacher. This is not your time to be used. This is your time to be made. If you want to get used really, really quick, that's fine, but you'll never grow.